So, you want to know how to play Doctor Strange. Overall, he's a fantastic tank with some great utility. I would honestly place him in like the top 3 tanks, with only Groot and Magneto ranked higher than him. He does take a little getting used to, but he's also relatively easy to just pick up as well. In this video, I'll explain his kit, some helpful tech and tips and tricks with using him, how to position, and who his counters are. Also, I have been enjoying making these videos, but if you wouldn't mind liking, commenting, subscribing, it does take quite a bit of effort to make these videos and will be greatly appreciated if you did so. The first item in his kit are his Daggers of Denak, which are his primary fire. There are 3 projectiles that shoot out slightly spread apart, so they're not 100% accurate, but can all hit your target if you're up close. They only have a range of 30 meters, so you're definitely going to want to be up close and personal with him. They also have a decent amount of delay per shot, but we'll get into how to utilize that with his next tool. The second item in his kit, and the one you'll be using the majority of time playing him, is his Shield of the Seraphim. This will create a giant barrier that protects against most types of damage, and even though it is see-through, it does break line of sight technically according to game mechanics. It has 800 health points and will recharge while down, but can be brought up instantly. If it fully breaks, however, you will have a 3-second cooldown timer before you can bring it up again. The first and biggest tip I can give you for playing Doctor Strange is to not just walk up to enemies with your shield up. You're basically going to want to always be interchanging putting his shield up in shooting or putting his shield up in meleeing if you're up close and personal. This allows you to counter your massive delay in between shots, as putting his shield up does not count against the delay. You will want to change it up with meleeing though and shooting, so you're not super predictable. I would also recommend, especially for this hero, to rebind your melee key to a very comfortable one for you, because you will be using it a lot. I have mine personally bound to mouse button 4, but that I do have a mouse with additional keys on it, so if you are looking for a keyboard shortcut, maybe like the V key or something like that. The third item in his kit is his Cloak of Levitation. This will let him fly slowly for a short period of time, allowing you to reposition if you are out of position, get out of danger, or to get over Groot walls and back to your team. You can use your shield while flying too for extra cover, but you cannot bring up your shield while you're in the animation of flying upwards. Trust me, I've made this mistake before. You can only bring it up once you're fully in the air. The last main item in his kit is his Pentagram, so basically his portal. This will allow you to open a portal between 2 locations to travel between. This has a 3-minute cooldown, but can be super helpful for getting a team flank off or to quickly get back to objective. You can reposition your original portal by left-clicking the original portal in the original position. Then, when moving away, you can left-click again to place the second portal. However, there are audio cues for the enemy team to let them know that Strange is portaling. They will be able to hear Strange say, "I'm opening a portal," and will hear the actual portal open itself. Please make sure that if you press the portal button, you do not cancel it. If you do, it will still go on cooldown. You will not even have a portal to use. So even if the original isn't in an ideal position or you mess up, definitely still place the portal down, as it's probably going to be better than nothing. His passive is called Price of Magic. It's essentially dark energy that will build up as you land consecutive shots. If you stop shooting for a while, the passive will drain. When his passive reaches 100% and you don't release it, it will apply a short debuff to him, not allowing healing. This honestly isn't very noticeable, as the debuff doesn't last for very long, but is still worth noting. Your passive, though, does activate your last item in his kit, which is Maelstorm of Madness. This tool will allow you to release that dark magic and deal AoE damage to nearby enemies. The higher the number, the more damage it'll do. You can use it when it's at 1% or 100%, but again, I would recommend trying to build it as high as possible before releasing. While it does deal a decent amount of damage at 100%, I also wouldn't recommend using it on tanks. In my opinion, the best way to utilize his ability is to charge it up on the enemy tanks by shooting them, as they are easier targets to hit consecutively, but then using the Maelstorm of Madness on DPS or healers, as if they are pre-damaged, more likely than not you will be killing them. You can definitely use it to finish off tanks too, but I wouldn't primarily use it on them, as the smaller heroes will be harder to hit or finish off with your short range and slow primary fire. Doctor Strange does have a team up with the Hulk called Gamma Maelstorm. This essentially just lets your Maelstorm of Madness deal slightly more damage and have slightly more range to the AoE effect. Doctor Strange's ultimate ability is the Eye of Agamotto. This ability will separate nearby enemies' souls from their bodies, temporarily immobilizing them. Damage can be done to either their bodies or to their souls. Either one is sufficient though. His ultimate is good, but not one that you can fully utilize on your own. In my experience, by yourself, you'll only be able to take out 1, maybe 2 enemies before the rest wake up. So if possible, try coordinating with your team to take out multiple enemies at once. If you do use it on your own though, make sure you target the healers, especially Rocket if he's on the field, as if you take down another enemy besides for Rocket, he'll just revive them as your team's coming to regroup, and you'll have no ultimate and will still be a 6v6. His ultimate is very telegraphed though, so you can't just really waltz in and use it. I would recommend using either his portal to get the jump on the enemy and surprise them, or to use your Cloak of Levitation to get to a high ground and again jump down while ulting to surprise them. Doctor Strange is good against most enemy team comps. While he does have some counters, as long as you have a good healer and are alternating your shield usage, you'll be able to stay in the fight for a long time before having to retreat a little to recharge your shield. His shield is particularly very good at blocking ultimates as well. His shield can block Groot's ultimate, Winter Soldier's, Neymar's, Magneto's, Scarlet Witch's, and just about any other hero ultimate that has a form of projectile. He can also block Hela's, Star-Lord's, and Iron Man's ultimates, but to best block those, you'll need to use your Cloak of Levitation and get right in their faces so they can't shoot around your shield. He can also block the Thing's ultimate, but you will need to jump and look down at the ground to break line of sight. He can also block Luna's ultimate if you're in between her and her allies, as again this breaks line of sight and they won't receive any healing or damage buffs. Some of Doctor Strange's counters though are mostly melee characters such as Magic. Her weapon, not her actual melee though, can go through his shield and deal damage to him. If you're in position or at full HP, it's not as big of a deal, but again, definitely good to know what is good against his primary and most utilized ability. Some heroes though do counter your ultimate, such as another Doctor Strange himself with the shield, since it does break, again, line of sight, as well as Mantis and Luna while they are in their ultimate, or if they use it while you're using yours, as you cannot stun them out of their ultimates. Black Panther and Squirrel Girl's ultimates will also go through your shield and deal damage. Psylocke's ultimate will both go through your shield, as you cannot block melee attacks, as well as you cannot use your ultimate to stun her out of it while she's already in hers. The Punisher's turret is also a very good counter against his shield, as it will just rip it apart in seconds. As stated previously, his shots are short to medium range, so positioning for Doctor Strange, especially since he's a tank, will need to be in the front lines. You do need to be careful though not to overextend too far past your team or healers, as he is pretty vulnerable alone, especially once his shield breaks, since he doesn't have overall the best mobility. Try to position in or near choke points close to your healers so that you can have the most survivability and block the most incoming damage possible. Going off on flank can be useful at times to just finish someone off real quick, but primarily you want to be in the front lines dealing and blocking damage. Overall though, that is how you play and everything you need to know about Doctor Strange. Again, one of the best tanks in my opinion, and I have really been enjoying playing him. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like, as it does help out greatly. Please let me know down in the comments if I missed anything regarding this hero or which hero you'd like for me to cover next. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.